Hello, and welcome to another episode of Super Listening, the podcast where we have no idea what we're talking about, none of the facts are researched, and none of the jokes or material are original. My name's Chloe, and I'm here today with our lovely, wonderful, astounding host, Chud Spannaday. Say hello, Chud.
Hello. Are there times that I'm not here?
Oh, no, I guess not. Fair
Besides all the weeks and weeks in which we failed to make
which
this.
Neither one of us were there for.
Yeah. No, technically. I mean, nobody showed up. You, me, an audience. There's just nothing.
Tom.
No one was disappointed.
The audience never shows up. There is no audience. Ben.
Yeah. And Ben has grown to expect nothing.
Yeah, it's true. So, anybody who is listening, Ben, may notice that we have some updated production value. We were able to get some better microphones. Sarah, your wonderful girlfriend, got you microphones for Christmas. Got you better, awesome microphones for Christmas. We are now no longer sharing a microphone. Not only are we not sharing a microphone, we're doing something a little bit different for this episode. This is our first episode where we're recording remotely. I
can attest that it's actually I don't know, it's nice to hear you. I mean, it's nice to be able to read actually your face, but it's also nice on this end because I can hear the technical side version of you and I can know that it's working in real time.
Oh, well, that's good.
That might be a good segue to speak about our recent failures, but
yeah, we probably should to some degree, I guess.
Yeah.
Because it's been pretty great. I mean, I'm pretty sure the universe has just been telling us, your podcast is terrible, please stop. And yet we persevere. Yeah,
the nice thing about that kind of thinking is it can be, the universe doesn't actually tell you things, and you you can tell the universe what to tell you in your own way. You can get to trick yourself into that coping mechanism.
We're all just flying through space with complete chaos.
Yeah, pretty much. As in recent news, we're flying in chaos space.
Yeah. Well, unless of course the world is flat and space doesn't exist.
I think we've covered that already in the podcast.
oh shit! All right.
It was like a fourth episode or something.
It's been like 2 months since we've recorded anything. Let's not tread over our previous topics.
Yeah.
We have exactly like 4 things that we can talk about. We can talk about Rugrats, Flat Earth Theory, Juggalos, and Star Wars, and we're not allowed to deviate from those 4 topics.
People will remember those first 7 episodes as the golden ages of this podcast before it had a sharp decline.
I'm pretty sure from the very first episode we were sharply declining.
Yeah. Well, you started to talk there in a way that I think could scare our viewer in that we have nicer equipment, and you're almost prepping them for like a better podcast, but I want to assure everyone of our commitment to poor quality of content.
I liked too that you said singular. I believe you said scare our listener.
Yeah. Yes.
Singular. Yeah.
Yes.
Ben's terrified.
Still talking about Ben. We'll always just be talking about Ben. Hey, welcome to Super Listening, the podcast where we talk about our friend kind of to him instead of actually having a conversation with him. Like a normal person would do.
Welcome to Super Listening, the podcast created specifically for Ben.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think he'll like this direction we've taken it in. He'll enjoy it.
Oh, man. So yesterday was a very good friend of mine's birthday,
Uh-huh.
and I got for his birthday. I really like doing like purposefully minimal uh decorations for things. So for instance, in the past, my Christmas decorating has consisted of fishing out my old it's probably not first gen, it's probably like second or third gen, but original My Little Pony, like the Christmas themed My Little Pony, and just like fishing that guy out and just like placing him in the middle of my kitchen table and being like, yeah, I decorated.
It's Christmas.
So it's Christmas.
Let it be known.
Let it be known. Spread it wide. So I got this banner to like decorate my house, quote unquote, for his birthday. And I got it at the dollar store at a really shitty mall near me. And it made me so happy when I came across it. It was a couple weekends ago, I think, that I found myself there, and I decided to dick around in the dollar store for a minute, and they had inexplicably a one of those, pennant banners with it's just like the triangles hanging next to each other, and it's Jurassic Park 3.
What?
Yeah,
Everyone's favorite Jurassic Park.
Not Jurassic World, not Jurassic Park 1, Jurassic Park 3, starring Sam Neill and William H. Macy and Anne Heche.
Is that the one that ends with them escaping from like pterodactyls, or is that 2?
Oh yeah, that's the one with the pterodactyls.
Yeah, 3 is bonkers.
Yeah, it's the one where Anne Heche and William H. Macy are the parents, and they're divorced, and their son went like parasailing off of the coast of the island with his stepdad, and they like crashed onto the island, and the stepdad's dead, and the kid's been like inexplicably, this like 12-year-old child has been inexplicably surviving on Dinosaur Island for like a month or something, and they get Sam Neill, they get Dr. Grant to go with them to find their child.
Yeah. I don't. You'll forgive me for not remembering the plot to that movie.
Oh man, don't worry, I remembered it for the both of us.
Yeah. Oh man, it was not. It didn't seem. My brain just rejected it. It was like I definitely saw that movie recently, like past 2 years, I want to say.
Oh yeah, as well you should. I tell you what, man, like
it passed right through me. It just.
I like Soylent Green.
Yeah.
Just went right through you. I don't care how shitty the plot lines get, or how big the plot holes are. Like, I love all. Just put dinosaurs in my eyeballs. Like, that's all I want. I want all the dinosaurs in my eyeballs, and pretty much every single dinosaur-themed movie that isn't from the Jurassic Park franchise, the dinosaurs look like shit. So, like, I just want. I hope they make Jurassic Park movies forever, because I just want to see dinosaurs.
What about dinosaur the sitcom? They look pretty good, right?
Oh man, that just came up recently, and I now can't remember under what context.
I hope it's for any reason, but I don't. This is gonna sound like hipster nonsense, but yeah, I hope it's for any reason but like I love the baby, not the mama joke, because that's just so passe now. Everybody makes that callback.
Yeah, because it's so easy to do so. Yeah,
I'm sure the show had some other qualities besides having terrifying dinosaur monsters be the main characters.
Well, I mean, it was like basically like a Flintstones kind of situation, wasn't it? Except that the dinosaurs were. Didn't he work construction, the dad?
I guess.
I remember him in a hard hat and a
is this
flannel
just supposed
shirt.
to be an inversion of the Flintstones?
Well, I mean, there isn't like a caveman record player saying it's living, so no, I don't think it's quite that.
I don't know. Wouldn't it be a good payoff if in the last episode, this is what I would have done, is like, hey, here's a bunch of giant naked humans that we use as appliances. And that's how the show ends. There's just like, it pans out and there's like just a giant naked dude and he's a crane or something. I don't know. He's a piece of construction equipment.
They open up the cupboard underneath the like cabinet where the washing machine is, and there's just like a caveman and a hamster wheel.
Or it's our planet in a snow globe at the end. And just throw it on the ground and shatter and destroy it.
In
the ending of Dinosaurs is they destroy our universe
in slow motion. And the baby dinosaur's name was Rosebud.
Oh man, she really died in the first episode.
I think we just came up with a way better TV show.
Yeah, much better. With not a high bar to reach.
Considering the original source material.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Oh man.
Well, so I gotta say, I could definitely get used to recording remotely. It's real nice here. I got like a huge pile of pillows, and I'm under a blanket, and I got my fire going. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, it's nice being able to interact with you more personally and directly. But yeah, there's
being able to pick up on like body language cues and shit like that.
Yeah, definitely. And also, I don't know. There's just a different energy to it, but this is a-okay, and it's gonna sound better. So we'll do this for now, and it'll be all right.
Yeah, eventually we'll get our shit together enough to be able to record face to face again. But for now, this is good.
This is just dandy.
At least we're making content again.
Yeah. So
I don't know who's rejoicing about that other than you and me and maybe Ben.
And some chaos gods or something. The chaos gods are summoned every day when I just made a thing, and either it's for my enjoyment or it makes somebody else mad is the other extent to which I have a capacity to enjoy it. I am a sick person who really, I get a strange kind of glee from seeing what I deem as pathetic internet stress, like people dealing real time with what they encounter on the internet, and they're like, I just don't know how to process this, and I'm like, yeah, welcome to the club, asshole. Nobody knows what to make of this network of human brains we've made, where we get to smash our psyches into each other. Oh, big surprise, it's a terrible place.
It's terrible and gross and a little sticky.
But it's also, by that same right, as beautiful as you would expect it to be, too. It has, that... It has a side to it that makes it worth, I don't know. Same side that's, it's like exploring the dark reaches of your subconscious, or say, I don't know. I've been on some deep internet dives lately.
Yeah, geez, man.
So speaking of deep dives, I have a actual thing to talk about.
Nice.
Instead of this dumb hippie bullshit I'm talking about. There's
you gotta expand your consciousness, man.
Yeah, man. It's just the
singularity's coming.
Have you? I don't know. Have you tried soybeans? I don't know how to follow up on that. I'm actually, while I'm doing, being hilarious, I'm also trying to find my notes of... Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, so... I've been wanting to talk about this since last week.
Nice.
I've been, hungry to talk about this on a podcast, of which I currently make one. I know you could argue not even that. But, oh, boy. So, I think it was someday when it was snowy enough that Sarah was home, and it's just she's watching the morning weather and whatever, and eventually it comes around to have you heard of a gentleman named Dr. Oz?
Yeah. Man, real quick side note, that guy is so weird looking.
Yeah, he's kind of
Like he kind of looks like a ventriloquist dummy.
Yeah, like a ventriloquist dummy of Willem Dafoe.
Oh man, I think that might be the fucking podcast title right there, the episode title.
Oh man, it's funny because it's true.
Oh shit, man, that's accurate. So go on.
Yeah, I don't know. I watched Doctor. I used the term "watch" lightly. I encountered it like in passing coming into the room, and was just so.
You were existing at the same time that it was existing on your television.
Yeah. So, and they were doing this report on the link between the growth of STDs and various dating apps, and
oh.
And it's like, oh, don't use OkCupid, you'll get gonorrhea. And I don't know, like, it's just... I get to react to this in layers. So with surface layer, I can smell your bullshit, and this is just, like, grandma scare tactics. Like, Can
you smell the gonorrhea?
I mean, no, that's not how television works yet.
Well, okay.
No, my point is that it was very detectable that this is just, the essence of, hey, old lady, be scared. There's kids on the loose, and they're giving each other STDs, and they use hashtags and stuff, and oh, isn't it all scary? So there's that dimension of it, but then, who the fuck is dumb enough to, make the conclusion, okay, dating app is point A, point B is STD, it is dating app's fault.
Well, yeah, right. I mean, promiscuous sex was happening way before.
Not even that. Forget any judgment or aspersions you want to cast on this theoretical person. A series of decisions led them to get to dating app and use dating app to engage with a human being. There's just so many more immediately liable parties than, hey, I just can't imagine being that person. Just hey, it's the fault of... It's I got into a car accident and it was the road's fault. Somehow.
Yeah.
This is how I traversed from point A to point B. Forget anybody else's accountability. It's just the road did this.
Right, or it's Toyota's fault.
Yeah, I don't know. So anyway, speaking of going from point A to point B, I leave the room kind of pissed about you're just trying to you're a charlatan, Dr. Oz, for a lot of other reasons. He's full of shit. And from what I've read, he's not actually a doctor, but that's neither here nor there, as he's as much of a doctor as Dr. Pepper is a doctor.
Captain Crunch is a captain.
Yeah. But so from point A to point B, I check in there, and 5 minutes later I come back and they're just discussing some Tupac Biggie Smalls murder conspiracy, and I'm like, what the fuck do you think you are, Dr. Oz? Why are you weighing in on any of this?
And
how
also,
is this your job?
What was the thread? Was it
I have no idea.
I would love to know what the transition was. Was that a whole new separate segment?
When I walked in, they had a fucking diagram of when they had the drive-by happen like this, and I was like, it blew my mind. Yeah, I was like, why are they talking about this?
This is so outlandish. I almost don't believe you.
I wish I had the luxury of not believing me. But I witnessed this firsthand, and I know that it was there.
Wow.
I wish I was imagining Dr. Oz as a human being. But no, it's not true. He's there. Oh, man. So, Yeah, I don't know. That's been, one deep dive. There's another thing I really want to get into with you, but it's deep.
Okay.
We won't have time tonight. We're just gonna have to tease it for now for a
Okay.
future thing.
All right.
It involves fan fiction stuff, of which there are many deep dives. I could do a whole.
Oh.
Yeah, even in that category alone, I could do a whole podcast just about outrageous fan fiction that I found over the years.
Yeah.
And
I don't.
Oh man, so many that I've seen and lost and have would love somebody to find for me again.
I don't typically get into fan fiction. If for no other reason than that I don't have the time any longer to read the original content, so I'm not gonna take the time to be reading fanfic. But
I don't know. I mean, it's
better. It's more of a gem than the original shit.
Often, I don't know. Often it's worth checking out if you can I serve a purpose that I think is marketable, that I can curate some of this stuff for you. It is a coal mine.
Well, I think that one of my favorite fanfics that I have come across, a number of years ago, I found a fan fiction about an erotic, of course, because they're all erotic, right?
Yeah.
Are there any is that a staple of fan fiction that they have to be erotic?
No.
It almost
No,
seems
but
like it.
I'd say 95% of them are explicitly erotic, and then there's a weird 3% that's not willing to admit that it's pseudo-erotic, but it's still operating. So somebody's dealing with some repressed shit that they can't confront. I don't know. And then maybe there's 2% of purely non-erotic fan fiction, and that might be generous.
All right, so the one that I really enjoyed that I thought was just the funniest thing was it was an erotic fanfic about the sexual relationship between Hogwarts, the castle itself.
And the squid.
Hogwarts. Yeah, and the monster in the lake monster.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've never read it, but I've heard that it exists.
Oh yeah,
sounds pretty good.
It does.
Have you ever read that Draco Malfoy shit? That's maybe the most famous shitty fan fiction.
No, I don't think so.
Oh yeah, I'll show you that sometime.
I'm sure I've heard of it before.
Yeah, there's.
But...
Wait, I feel like there was an episode of Reply All about it, actually, about
oh really?
The deep
I still
dive
have to listen to that.
Yeah, there's a deep dive of finding the girl who wrote the thing. Yeah, because she was kind of a mysterious figure, and this thing that she made got a lot of notoriety. But yeah, welcome to Super Listening, the podcast where we talk about things really vaguely that we might get around to actually discussing.
And then talk about other podcasts that did a better job.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, I've been. You should listen to Slow Burn. It's worth checking out.
Welcome to Super Listening, the podcast where we suggest you listen to other podcasts.
I suggest you listen to every other podcast before you listen to this.
Before coming.
Yeah, you made a grave error.
You took a wrong turn somewhere if you found yourself here.
Yeah, no.
Either that or you know one of us personally.
Much more likely that.
And felt guilt tripped into listening to this.
Or maybe you're Scrobo. Who has a penchant for looking at a lot of the things I make. Anyway, God. So Slow Burn is it's worth checking out. It's the Watergate podcast where they're like, hey, no, actually, Watergate was a really crazy, long, ongoing process, and people then were asking a lot of questions that a lot of people find they're asking now. So it gives some interesting
very
perspectives.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Worth
I'll
checking
definitely
out.
check that out. So have you listened to any more Hello Magic Tavern, which is a podcast
I have
that I strongly
not.
recommend?
Sarah has listened to a ton of it, from what I understand.
Excellent.
But
Nice.
I need to listen more because I got really sucked in deep to this to Slow Burn. I'm almost out of episodes for that, but they're going to come out every week, and then I've got other things. There's a new Reply All, blah, blah, blah. These are the podcasts I listen to. I commute really far. I have to listen to a lot of podcasts. Therefore, I make a podcast-ish. I don't know. Why do I do this again, Chloe? I forget.
Because I asked you to. And then you were really into it when I asked you to. So
big heaps of money. Exactly.
Oh yeah. All the money we're making doing this.
Burlap sack filled with dollars with a big dollar sign on it.
If by burlap sack full of dollars, do you actually mean that we're both wearing burlap sacks? Because that's about where I am monetarily right now.
Yeah, you're a sack person. That's okay. You can wear your sack clothes.
I got sack furniture, sack blankets, sack clothes.
You got sacks for days.
Oh yeah. Going back a little bit to the fanfic, but sort of slightly deviating, taking like a fork in that fan fiction road, and then circling back on that road, then circling back to my Jurassic Park 3 banner. Mm-hmm. Have you read any of the dinosaur or like original dinosaur erotica that's out on the internet?
Original dinosaur erotica, as in the sitcom we were talking about earlier?
No. Just like dinosaurs in general. Oh, actually, I remember now. In the
general dinosaurs.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. So no, I actually remember now. This. I was just reminded that.
Do you remember when?
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. I'm getting
there.
Yeah. So in the apartment that you and Sarah shared with Ashton before Ben moved in, and you guys moved to the other apartment.
I've shared 3 apartments with Ashton.
But the one that you and Sarah shared with her before Ben moved.
Okay,
yeah.
That one.
Okay, you're there. All right, good. We've made the setting happen. There was a party that you guys had. I don't remember what it was in particular. If it was Friendsgiving, maybe.
Probably.
But somehow, dinosaur erotica came up, and we ended up, like, me and I think it was Sarah and Ashton and maybe Allison and I were all sitting around reading dinosaur erotica out loud. But it's like, good. Yeah, but you don't remember this? This rings no bells to you? There was like
it rings a partial bell.
There's
I remember a
whole
this and many like encounters.
There's a whole series of like human women having erotic interactions with like just straight up dinosaurs. And it's really, really weird.
What would be weird about that? Don't understand. I don't follow. That sounds legit. I mean, no, I don't remember that. I remember many such parties in that a particular place with the particular set of people. That might have been, you might have been in the bedroom while I was out in the living room. I might not have been privy to that.
No, I'm pretty sure we were sitting right around the kitchen table.
Right around the kitchen table.
Oh, yeah.
I remember actually sitting in front of the TV, and like, we were like, my computer was hooked up to said TV. We were fucking around, and we got one of those like ads for one of those porn games that's like, are you a boy or a girl? And I actually I clicked on it, and we took a few steps into that process, and like I made an account. You don't remember that one?
That.
Oh man, maybe you weren't around for that one. That one was a good time. Yeah, that might have just been Allison and Austin for that one. Oh man, I should follow up with my boy or girl that I made for Angels
Yeah,
Online or whatever.
You've still got that account floating around somewhere?
Probably.
Nice.
Yeah. Man. Are we going to talk about Greedo next podcast?
Oh, definitely.
Next week on Super Listening.
I mean, definitely not this one. We don't have the time for it now.
No, we don't have time for anything cool. This is just our. This is all we've got. This is all we're doing. Don't set your expectations too high. We're gonna come up with a couple things that we think we're excited to talk about, and then maybe peter off at some point until we know what we're actually doing. But god damn it, we're getting one step closer each and every day.
To what?
Figure it out on the way. To what? I don't know, the singularity.
Yeah.
So
Is the singularity where we become one with the podcast and the podcasting equipment?
Hopefully not. That'd be pretty disappointing. Oh man, I thought the singularity would be cool. I just turned it into a microphone. It's the worst. Okay. Oh, before we go, we'll do this at the head next week. No, this is gonna be what we close with.
Have we already been through? Are we done? Did we already do a whole
we've been doing
episode?
this for a while. Yeah,
Shit.
we have DJ Weasel to thank still.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah. So, we have not actually really addressed this directly in the podcast. So yeah, I definitely would like to. We have some really killer intro music that I personally really enjoy. I think it's perfect and I love it. And yeah, so we've got to. I'd like to personally thank DJ Weasel for creating our intro music.
Yeah, I mean, he had already. He had created it, and it's a testament to him. Like, he's got a lot of music that's worth checking out, and he had something ready that was close to what I described as what I wanted. He showed it to me, and I liked it, and he's really cool about letting us use it. So yeah, we're gonna try and link to his SoundCloud at whatever. The only try to that is we will. I just don't know where this podcast is physically going to be and what description we can throw it in, but we'll throw it into whatever description of wherever it ends up. Probably keep doing more or less what we've been doing.
Yeah, that was all
sufficiently
sufficiently vague.
That's my goal, is to be as vague as possible.
Yeah, well, maybe that should be the new title of the overall podcast. Sufficiently vague.
It's I think sufficiently is just too descriptive. Ambiguously vague.
Ambiguously vague.
Yeah, no, that's been our ambiguously vague podcast. I've been Chud Spannaday.
And I've been Chloe.
And it's been lovely talking to you, Ben. We will talk about Greedo next time.
We'll talk about Greedo next time.